Something already found you, not something you chased down. Not something you finally unlocked after the right amount of effort. Something that moved toward you on its own, located you specifically, and arrived at the edge of your life ready to enter. Not because the timing was perfect, not because you finally did enough. This has already been happening. You just did not have the words for it yet. And somewhere between the moment it arrived and right now, something in you quietly stepped in front of the door. If you are new here, welcome. This channel exists to show you what is already true about your life that you have not been able to see yet. Stay until sign number 6. It is the one that is hardest to explain. And sign number 7 will change the way you see everything that came before it. These are the 7 things you are doing that block what already found you. The first one feels familiar the moment you hear it. You have wanted something so badly that your oxygen depended on it. A relationship, a breakthrough, a door finally opening. And without realizing it, you stopped acting from strength and started acting from need. You over-explained. You checked too many times. You adjusted your approach 20 times in a week, not because the strategy was wrong, but because the anxiety had taken over. Neuropsychologist Judy Ho identifies this as one of the 4 core drivers of self-sabotage. When fear of losing what you want overrides your natural competence, your actions stop being strategic and become chaotic. That chaos pushes the exact thing you want out the door. It is not bad luck. It is desperation energy. And the thing you want can feel it before you even realize you are sending it. The second one is quieter. And it starts before anything even goes wrong. You are waiting for something. A result. An answer. A door to open. And instead of simply waiting, your mind begins preparing for the failure. You tell yourself it is risk management. You tell yourself you are being realistic. But what you are actually doing is preemptive quitting. You stop checking the metrics. You delay responding because you are afraid of bad news. You start drafting a backup plan before the first plan has had a single chance to breathe. Stephen Berglas and Edward Jones at Harvard identified this as self-handicapping. The mind creates obstacles in advance to protect self-esteem. If it fails, you already had a reason. If it succeeds, it had to overcome your own resistance to do it. You were not protecting yourself. You were practicing for loss before the result was even in. But what comes next is the pattern most people never identify. The third sign is the one that feels like magic when you finally see it. There was something you stopped chasing. Maybe you were exhausted. Maybe you simply redirected. You put your energy into what was already in front of you and let the other thing go. And 2 weeks later, out of nowhere, it came to you. It felt impossible, but it was just psychology. When you stop chasing, you stop suffocating the space. The researcher Raquel Peel, who has studied relationship self-sabotage across thousands of participants, found that withdrawal and over-pursuit both signal the same thing to others around you. Need, and need collapses the very distance that allows something to move toward you. You did not manifest it. You stopped blocking it. The fourth sign is the one that will stay with you. Someone in your life received exactly what they had been waiting for. A contract, a connection, a door that had been closed for years suddenly opened. And instead of walking through it, they found a reason it was wrong. They overthought the email. They responded with suspicion. They treated an ally like an enemy, because somewhere underneath everything, they believed the world was out to cheat them. The opportunity quietly walked away. This is not a story about someone else. Carl Jung spent his life studying what he called the shadow. The parts of us we do not look at directly. The beliefs we absorbed so early we forgot they were beliefs. When you carry the belief that good things come with a hidden cost, you will find the hidden cost in every good thing. You will protect yourself right out of the life you wanted. And that is not even the part that changes things. The fifth sign is the one most difficult to dismiss once you see it. You have watched someone receive chance after chance, a new opportunity, a relationship that had every reason to work. A door that kept opening no matter how many times they walked away. And every time something good got close enough to touch, they found a way to blow it up. They picked a fight. They showed up late. They suddenly got sick. Martina Horner at Harvard identified this in the early research on fear of success. When achievement gets too close, an internal alarm fires, not because you want to fail, but because success would require you to become someone your identity does not yet recognize. The alarm says, You are a struggler, not a winner, so the bridge gets blown up, not out of weakness, out of identity protection. You were not self-destructing. You were staying exactly who you believed yourself to be. But what comes next is the sign most people find hardest to explain away, because this one does not just happen around you, this one happens through you. The sixth sign is the one that exposes something real. Maybe you have said it. Maybe you have heard yourself saying it so many times it stopped feeling like a complaint and started feeling like the truth. Nothing ever works out for me. And if someone watched you closely in the weeks that followed, here is what they would see. A mentor offered to help. You did not follow up. A strategy showed early signs of working. You cancelled it because it was not working fast enough. An opportunity arrived with a green light. You found a reason to wait. The APA research on self-defeating behavior shows that selective blindness is one of the most consistent patterns in repeated failure. Not that nothing works, but that the evidence of what is working gets filtered out to protect a story that already feels true. Because if something works, you have to take full responsibility for what comes next. And that is the part that is actually terrifying. Maybe something found you and you let it go. Maybe it was recent. Maybe it was years ago. But you know the moment I am talking about, the door that opened, the person who reached out, the chance that was right there, fully formed, waiting for nothing except you to say yes, and something in you, something in your stomach that felt like cold weight, something in your throat that felt like armor 2 sizes too small, told you to wait, to question, to protect yourself first. I am not going to tell you that was nothing. You felt it in your body before your mind had words for it. That physical resistance is real. Epictetus wrote about this 2,000 years ago. Some things are up to us, some things are not. And the confusion of trying to control what was never yours to control is exactly what blocks what was always meant to arrive. You were not wrong to feel it. You were right to pay attention. The question was never whether the feeling was real. The question is what the feeling was protecting you from. The seventh sign is not a behavior. It is a recognition. You have been told the problem is effort. Try harder, hustle more, swing the shovel faster. But if you are digging in the wrong spot, speed does not find water. The real block was never a lack of trying. It was a lack of alignment between what you consciously want and what you unconsciously believe you are allowed to have. Psychologist Judy Ho identified 4 drivers underneath all self-sabotage: low self-concept, fear of the unknown, internalized beliefs, and an excessive need for control. Every single pattern in this video traces back to one of those 4 roots. Not circumstances, not bad luck, not timing. The skeptic will say circumstances explain everything. 2 people face the same economic collapse. Same market, same starting line. One pivots and finds what the moment opened. The other folds their arms and explains why the track is unfair. Circumstances are the raw material. Your psychology decides what gets built. And here is what no one says at the end of a video like this. The thing that already found you did not find you by accident. It found you because something in you was ready for it, even if the rest of you did not know it yet. The opportunity, the relationship, the answer, the version of your life that has been waiting just outside the door you keep standing in. You were not failing, you were protecting, and protection made complete sense when you did not know what you were worth. Maybe the opportunity, the relationship, answer, or next chapter already found its way to your door. The question is whether an old version of you is still standing in the doorway. Before you scroll, think about the one pattern you have been pretending not to see. Not the obvious one, the real one. Drop just one word in the comments.